आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। उकारो अन्धकारो वै ऋकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो भगवते वैवस्वताय मृत्यवे ब्रह्मविद्या आचार्याय नचिकेतसे नमः। We are in a very relevant sloka which is told by Lord Death to Nachiketas. We were seeing the content from all the names and forms through these words Nityo Anityana. Verse number 13, I will read the verse and I will go to the explanation of this verse. Nityaha Anityanam Chetanaha Chetananam Eko Bahunam Yo Vithatadi Kaman Tamatmastam Yenanupashyanti Dhiraha Tesham Shantihi Shashvati Na Itaresham. Once more I will read. Nityo Anityanam Chetanaschethananam Eko Bahunam Yo Vithatadi Kaman Tamatmastam Yenanupashyanti Dhiraha Tesham Shantihi Shashvati Na Itaresham. So, we were seeing what was the intention of the Lord Death in order to make us understand the whole vision of Vedanta. How this verse is explained by Lord Adi Shankara, the Bhashyakara. Nityaha Anityana, one who is permanent, one who is invariable, one who is eternal, one who is present in all the impermanent names and forms. Nityaha Avinashya Nityanam Vinashinam. Nityaha Avinashi, indestructible. Lord Shankara says in his commentary, Avinashi, which is indestructible in all the destructive things in this world. I explained you properly in the last session that there are three types of realities to be understood in order to have the discrimination between what is Nityaha, what is Anityaha, what is permanent, what is impermanent in this world. From the standpoint of ultimate reality, if we look at the things around us, there is only one thing which remains without any change. We call it Brahman, Satyam, which is the real truth, which is the truth of this entire universe and the creation, Nitya. From the standpoint of empirical reality, what is meant by empirical reality? I have a body. There are people around me. There are things around me like stars, animals, etc. From we look at this empirical standpoint, all the things seems to be real. But if you have an inquiry in any object in this world, it will result to another thing. It doesn't have an independent reality if your inquiry is proper. Anything, it can be body of oneself, it can be a body of others, it can be towards a star, it can be towards a dog, anything. You have an inquiry with the help or a guidance of a traditional teacher. From the empirical standpoint, whatever seems to be real, if you give an inquiry on that, it will resolve to another thing. These things are called, from the words of Shankara, mithya. The whole creation is called mithya. And I gave you three definitions for mithya. First definition is, which I already quoted now, take any object in the world, and if you give an inquiry properly, that object will result to some other thing. When something results to another, it means that it is not existing at all. Anything in the world, if it results to another thing, it is an entity which never existed at any point of time. Only it exists while seeing, while we are perceiving, that's all. And I gave you few examples in the last class elaborately. That is the first definition of mithya. The second definition is, anything which survives depending on some other things in this world is also called mithya. For example, my body seems to be real, but if you give an inquiry, it is depending on certain other factors like food, water, gravitational force, digestion, few organs in this body. So body is depending on certain other factors for its survival. So whenever a thing is depending for its existence or lending the existence from another thing, that itself get negated as an independent reality. It is not an independent reality because its existence itself is being depending upon some other thing. Anything which depends on other thing for its existence, it's also called mithya. This is the second definition. Third definition, when two things are mutually depending, I survive because of something and he survives or she survives because of something. This is called mutual dependence. Like ears are device to listen sound. Without sound, we don't know how the ears are working, how they operate in this world. Because of the sound only, we know the potential of an ear. The significance of the ear is known to us only through sound. If there is no sound at all, we will not having the knowledge of an ear, because we don't listen at all. So ear is depending upon sound, and sound can only listened by ear. If there is no operation of a sound, operation of an ear, if the ears are not working in this universe, nobody listens sound. So sound depends on ear for its perception in this world. At the same time, ears depend on sound for its existence or for its visibility towards the world. So everybody depends upon ear to know the sound, and through ears we know the sound. Similarly, the sound can only known through the ears. They are mutually depending. Anything in this world depending each other are also called mithya. These are the three explanation or definitions which I gave you in the last class. And it's very important to understand the whole creation is mithya. Mithya nama atasmin tadbuddhi. Adhyaso nama atasmin tadbuddhi. Mithya means something which is superimposed on another thing. Without knowing the base, I superimpose something on a thing. That's all. A pot can be only survive up to the knowledge of the clay. Once you know it is clay, then the pot will be there, but it is another name for the clay because of the purpose of the clay. So anything in the world is called mithya in Sanskrit. Apparent reality. This is the literal English meaning. It is not there at all. It depends on something Satyavastu, but it seems to be existing in the world in a glance. When you analyze, you will see that there is no independent existence. What I perceive, what I listen, what I taste, what I touch in this world. All these, if I can say, entire creation is mithya. That is what here told by the commentator Adi Shankara, that Avinashi, which is destructible, which is subject to destruction. Among all the names and forms, one should have the discrimination to see what is permanent, what is invariable, what is in and through in these all names and forms in the creation. Nityaha Anityanam. Anitya means in Sanskrit, Anityaha means impermanent, temporary. My body is temporary, but the base, the substratum of the body will not die or will not take birth. That is what exactly I am. I am Brahman, and the body is a superimposition on the Brahman. Due to my prarabdha, the destiny, due to my impressions which I created in the previous birth, due to my interests, what are the things I want to do in this world, what are the things I don't want to do in this world, all these things are mixed up together. And we take an exact life form according to our own karma, our own interests. We call it vasanas. what desires are we having? According to that, we will have a body also. So from the previous birth, the desires, the pressures inside our mind, and the actions what we have performed, that also will be involved in this current life form. So it is a superimposition in the Brahman. Actually, I am permanent Brahman, but nobody told about this reality in my previous birth. So I continued to be a human body, but in this birth, somehow I got the knowledge about myself that I am not this body. I need not to worry about the defects of the body. I need not to worry about the experiences gone through this body. I am untouched by all these things because I am formless Brahman. This is called Nityaha among all these Mithya, or among all these names and forms. Nityaha Anityanam. Please, may you listen the previous class again and again for the clarity of this Nityaha and Anityaha. What is temporary in this world? What is the only permanent thing in the world? It's been clearly discriminated by Adi Shankara and also Lord Death. Nityaha, Anitya. Now, and again, the same thing. They say, Chetanaha, Chetananam. Sentience, conscious. This is called Chetanatva. Chetana. My body is conscious. Any life form is conscious. If somebody asked me, are you present here? Are you exist now? I say, yes, I am here. Yes, I am. Why? I am conscious of what he or she is asking to me. We know that basically the body doesn't have an independent consciousness to survive. If it is an independent conscious being, there will be no death because body has an independent consciousness. But we see death in this creation after a period of time departing from the body of somebody. And body cannot be recharged again. We cannot make the body again to life. We are experienced lot of times in our life. Here, Lord Death says, Chetanaha Achetanana. I will read the sentence of Bhashya, what Adi Shankara told about this. You see, very beautiful. Adi Shankara has written the commentary for these words. Chetanaha Chetananam. Chetayatrinam. Chetayatrinam. Brahmadhinam Praninam. Agni Nimittam Eva Dahakatvam. Anagninam Udagadinam Atma Chaitanya Nimittam Eva Chedayitatvam Anyesham. It means that I will give an example, then only these sentences will go inside our mind. Anything can be burned if you use fire. It can bring into ashes. Anything, a piece of paper, or some other things which are useless. In order to burn it, we need fire. Fire has its intrinsic nature of heat and light. Wherever there is a presence of fire, we sense the heat in that surface. Without the presence of the fire, there will be no heat in any place in this world. Anything, if you touch and you feel some hot or warm, it means that there is a presence of fire. Touch the body. If you feel warm, of course, we are warm. We have a certain amount of temperature in our body. Due to the presence of the fire in the body, our body seems to be warm. Fire is there. So wherever you see warm or heat, it means that fire is there. It may not be sensed by our eyes, but fire is there so that it seems to be warm or heat. Whether it is body, coffee, South Indian filter coffee, one should try when you come to South India. Typical way of making filter coffee. Like the beans are being crushed, some other things also added, and decoction is made at, and this decoction will be added to, if you want, in a milk, and they make a beautiful coffee. And it should be served with hot, and you will sip a coffee, you feel the taste in your tongue. South Indian filter coffee. When the coffee is taken into the glass from the gas stove, it is very hot. Why? The presence of the fire below the vessel, it made the vessel very hot, and that hot is transferred to the coffee, and that coffee became very hot. The vapor is coming, the aroma is there everywhere. One cup of coffee can give a beautiful aroma for all the people around the shop, you know. So you should take this filter coffee in a glass when it is very, very, very hot. Then you sip slowly. When it is cold, it's not very tasty. Of course, you can drink. But filter coffee of South India, especially in Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, the coffee is very, very hot. At the same time, the holding vessel, it may be glass or cup, it's also very, very hot. By the presence of the fire in the gas stove, that fire has its intrinsic nature of having heat and light. That heat is transferred to the vessel which is kept on the gas stove. And from there, the coffee got heated, and now the fire is there in coffee. And when you transfer the coffee in the glass also become very, very hot. We know that a glass or a cup will not have in nature very, very hot, or it is not heat or warm. It always holds room temperature. But when you take the coffee inside the glass or in the cup, that cup will become very, very, very hot. So, from the stove to the vessel, from the vessel to the coffee, from the coffee, the heat is transferred to the holding cup or holding glass. Now, keep the example aside and come to the reality. Look upon the reality. Chetanaha Chetananam. Whatever you see as a life form in this world, any being, whatever you see in this world, any being, any life form, they are inert basically. Whether it is a human body, whether it is a plant, whether it is a bird, anything in this world. If you analyze, basically, it is an inert thing. The presence of the consciousness, which is all-pervading, by the virtue of its subtleness, attributeless, all-pervading consciousness being there in each and every living being and in the inert things. And its intrinsic nature is consciousness, being sentience. Sentience being there, its intrinsic nature. We can see, even though an inert thing, the body is an inert thing, basically. We can see body performing all kinds of action. I can speak with you with my body. You can listen my words with your body. We can do certain actions with our hands and legs, even though they are inert. Jadam. Dehaha jadam eva. This body is, of course, inert. No need to become pride at all in this world. It's an inert body. Because of our actions which we have done in our past, decided to have another body like this. No need to be pride, nothing to do with the pride and ego and arrogance. Because this body is inert, jadam. Whatever help, whatever service, whatever support we can do for the world with this body, make use of it. Somebody want you to help or service, to help or in a service, help them, support them. Let this body have another feather in the life. I have done something good for them. I have fulfilled their desire. It's by God's grace. Thank God, He made me an instrument to help somebody, to give love to somebody, to support somebody. But basically, fundamentally, this body is inert. By the presence of this Atma, the soul, the individual self, which is also called all-pervasive Brahman, because of its presence, all inert things seems to be very conscious, sentience. Their sentience is due to the presence of the all-pervading Brahman. That is what the intention of this verse. Now I will say word by word what Shankara says. from the four-faced Brahman, who is the creator, the Lord who is in the form of creator. All these life forms are doing their work and having their body with a certain temperature. The digestion can only happen when you have fire inside your stomach in the form of acid. Digestion can only take place because the acid production is proper. Pray to the fire to have a proper digestion, to have proper health. Paritwagni parimrjami ayusha cha dhanena ja supraja prajaya Uyasagum suviro viraihi suvarcha varchasa suposha poshaihi sugruho grihaihi subati patya sumetha medaya subrahma brahmacharivihi. Beautiful prayer towards the fire is there for an ascetic who is performing certain rituals in the ashram. Lot of prayers are there towards fire. Fire, praying towards the fire is a remedy for a lot of things. There is an Upanishad called Chandogya Upanishad. In the 4th chapter of the Chandogya Upanishad, 7th section onwards, there is a story between Upakosala and Satyakama. Satyakama received the Brahmajnanam from the fires, all 3 fires. Avahaniya Agni, Garhapatya Agni, Dakshina Agni. All these 3 fires together given the Brahma Upadesha, knowledge of Brahman to this Satyakama. In the same manner, Satyakama thought, my disciple Upakosala should also receive the Brahma Jnanam, the knowledge about the Brahman, all-pervasive Brahman, from the fires itself. Of course, fires will come to this ascetic and they give the Brahma Jnana and they show their glory also. Fire is also all-pervasive. They say in different ways. What I want to convey is respecting fire is one of the most important prayer in our tradition. That is why lot of rituals are there. In order to get a baby, Putra Kameshti Yagam. If you are desired to have a baby when you get married, you can perform a certain ritual. If you want to go to heaven, of course, Vedic tradition believes in heaven. Those who are not satisfied with this world only go to heaven. If you can be satisfied in this world itself, knowing the reality, there is no need of going to heaven or London or wherever it may be. If you are restless, you chewing them. If you are restless, you will try to go some other place. If you are completely in rest, you need not to go anywhere. So, a lot of people are interested to go to heaven. That is also promoted by Karma Kanda, first portion of Vedas. If you do a particular ritual, you will reach a place called heaven where the sensual pleasures are significant. You can enjoy with your all taste buds, with your ears, with your eyes, all organs you can involve to have some pleasures. There is no rules and regulation. That's why people are interested in heaven. It means that they are restless here because of their own actions. If you're completely relaxed, you need not to go anywhere in this world and you will not have any kind of desire to go to heaven. Now come to the point. Fire has the capacity to give heat and light wherever it is present. So, Adi Shankara says that any life form, if you perceive a heat or a warmth in them, it is due to the presence of the fire only. Similarly, anything, whatever you see in the world, walking, moving, thinking, talking, seeing, listening, even snoring, sneezing, whatever you do with your body, without the presence of this one and only consciousness, your body cannot do any action. Our body have the capacity to do any action. Whether it is a care for somebody, whether it is love for somebody, whether you are talking to somebody, your body have the faculty to talk with somebody. That faculty is due to the presence of this consciousness, what we call the Brahman. Your heart is beating for a length of time, and it is discipline. It performs a disciplined way of going through the life. It beats 72 times in minute, or 62 times, or 50 minutes, or 50 times. Due to the presence of the consciousness, each and every organ in the body work, and they perform their own respective actions. Without the presence of this Brahman in the body, this body is inert. That is why Lord Death told that Chetanaha Chetanana. There is no independent sentience to anything in the world. If you see anything is sentient, it is due to the presence of somebody. A TV is active due to the presence of the electricity. A fridge is active due to the presence of the electricity. My light is active due to the presence of the electricity. My mobile is active due to the presence of the electricity. Any instrument in the house, if they want to work, it needs a support from the back, and that support is given by the electricity. Without the presence of electricity, there is no rotation of a ceiling fan. There is no work of a mixture. There is no work of a grinder. If you want any motion in the world, whether if you want to talk, if you want to see certain things in the world, if you want to listen certain things from the world, the basic rule is that consciousness should be there. Then you can listen, then you can see, then you can smell, then you can speak. The consciousness being there, the body seems to be conscious. That is the word, that is the meaning to convey. Chetanaha Chetananam. Whatever you see as sentient things in the world, all these sentient things are having the faculty of sentience due to the presence of all providing Brahman. Chetanaha Achetananam. If you give an inquiry from Achetanatvam, inert things, and go beyond, you will end up in Chetana Vastu, which is the consciousness, which is the base, which is a substratum of all name and form. Chetanaha Achetana or Chetanana. Both way you can take. Anything you see in this world, they are active due to the presence of this consciousness. It is called Brahman. It is called self. It is called Lord. It is called in Sanskrit Ishvaraha. It is called the energy of the entire creation. That is the Lord of everything. Chetanaha Chetananam. Like the fire being there for any heat or warmth in any body, similarly, anything in this world seems to be active or seems to be sentient due to the presence of somebody who is behind, which is the ultimate sentient thing in this world. Satyam Jnanam Anantam. This is the truth in the form of consciousness having the unlimited happiness. That is going to say in coming verses, this Brahman is this sentient thing to make everybody other to be sentient. Chetanaha Chetananam. Then Ekaha Bahunam Yo Vithatati Kaman. Ekaha. Wow. Need more bit explanation. Ekaha. One. So much to explain. Because a lot of confusions are there in this world. How many gods and goddesses are there in this world for Hindus? We are having one God, Jesus. We are having one God, we called Allah. But Hindu people are confused because they are having many goddesses. Shakti, Mahalakshmi, Mookambikai, Karnimata, Jagannmata, Bhadrakali, lots and lots of goddesses. Lots and lots of God. Shiva, Vishnu, Brahmaji, Indra, it goes on and on. If you make a list, lot of gods and goddesses are in the world. Here it says only one. How can we ascertain what is seen or what is understood from the people that lots and goddesses are there? But here in the scripture, it says that only one. First, I will give you a logic. How to reach in one. Give up all the god and goddesses, all the things keep aside. Nanatma abhimatam naiva viruddha vishayattvataha. Swami aikyetu vyavastha syad eka parthiva deshavad. Suppose in a country there are two kings equally having the power and potential. Both are having same power, same potential to do anything in the world. And these kings ordered to the people, tomorrow onwards, if you see a red light in the signal where your vehicle is stopped, when the red signal is on, you can move and cross the road. And when you appear in front of a green signal, you should stop your vehicle. This is the order of the first king. There is another king in the same country having the same potential and power. And he ordered to the people, wherever you see a red light in a signal, you should stop. And wherever you see green light in a signal, in the traffic, you should move to the next. Go on. You can cross the road. there is a contradiction between the two statements made by these kings. One told, when you see red light, you have to move through the road. Other told, when you see the red light in a traffic signal, you should stop. How can a rule can be facilitated when there are two kings having equal potential and power in a country? A rule cannot be facilitated or ordered. Why? They say some contradiction. If from their statement itself, people get contradicted. They don't stay for red light or green light. They don't look up on them. Why? If somebody caught them, they will say that Raja already told, when you see green signal, you have to go, or when you see the red signal, you have to stop. Here I have moved because I see green signal. From these example, one should know that a rule can only be followed by the people when the rule is being ordered by only one king. If there are equal power and potential, and there are two kings in this world, in a country, not in this world, in a country, if there are two kings having same power and potential to do anything, a rule is not possible to follow by the people, because there is contradiction between these two statements made by them. This logic is important to know how many people are there behind the creation. We have analyzed in few classes. In a banyan tree, seed is very small everywhere in this world. If it is a banyan tree, there will be only small seed. It's a small seed. It's an order. If you see a mango tree, you will not get a pumpkin from a mango tree. A mango tree will only give you mangoes. It's an order. From a creeper of bitter gourd, you will not get apples. A creeper which is providing bitter gourd will only provide bitter gourd all around the world. A jasmine will not give you a fragrance or a rotten smell other than its natural smell, natural aroma all around the world. It's an order, it's a rule made by somebody. Gravitational force is working towards down, from the up towards down. It will attract. It will not throw somebody towards up. This is how gravitational force is made. I want to think more and more examples like this. Anything you see as an order in the world, you have to sense there is a person to order these rules in this world. He cannot be two or three or four, he can only be one. Then only the rules can be facilitated by the people. Rule can be followed by the people when there is no contradiction. This logic is very much essential to understand Ekaha. There is only one God all around the world. Different religions have different names. It can be called Allah, it can be called Jesus, anything you want. Upanishad don't talk about religion. Upanishad talk about the reality and the truth. And if somebody didn't attend the class, means it's not very easy to make them understand. Because here it should be very pure. The heart should be pure to understand what is the reality of the creation. We cannot pull somebody, we cannot compel somebody and to tell them to sit in the class. If your mind is clear, you are a proper thinking person. If you have enough courage to know the reality, the reality will be coming towards you. This is what I want to tell you. Ekaha. There is only one God in this world, which is in the form of consciousness. Nama Rupa Rahitam, devoid of names and forms. There is no name and form for that God. Then why Hindu people are having lot of forms, lot of names? There, the all-pervasive Lord, who is always present in this universe, will need to solve the problem when the problem in a creation become universal. It is a problem for a lot of people. Then he has to deal with. They are called demons, asuraha. One who want to destroy or one who want to take advantage of on the creation. These people will be taken away by the Creator. Through how? Through his own incarnations. According to the power and strength of the enemy, he will also take incarnation, or she will also take incarnation. This is how we have lots and lots of God and goddesses. Krishna is an incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Lord Sri Rama is an incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Bhadragali is an incarnation of Lord Shiva. For what? Whenever there is a problem to be solved in the creation, apart from the incarnation, it cannot be solved. Then this all-pervading Brahman will take a name and form and come to control this creation which was going smoothly. Thus, we have lots and lots of incarnations. We believe them, they can come at any time to help or service or protect me. That is why people go and surrender to the feet of Lord Krishna, Lord Rama, Lord Mahalakshmi, Lord Shiva, because all-pervasive Brahman itself in a name and form to give boon and to take away all these destructive people from this universe. Regardless of religion, caste, whoever have the faith in Brahman, this Brahman will take care of that person. It is told in Mandukya Karigas. When somebody is thinking of this all-pervasive Lord, that itself will make to be safe while living in this universe. Because the presence of the Brahman will help. Thinking the Brahman itself will help the person to be always free from all kinds of unwanted desires. So, Ekaha, the word means one consciousness. You can see that consciousness in the form of Jesus. Nothing wrong on that. You need not to change your religion. You can believe in Allah. You can believe in Buddhism. But know the reality, it is called consciousness. The consciousness took a name and form, and that name and form is being respected by me. This is how the religion flows. Thus, Ekaha, there is only one God in this universe who is in the form of consciousness. Ekaha. Then, next word is Bahunam yo vithatati sarvan. Come on. This one thing became many. Tadeva anupravishad. In Taittiriya Upanishad, it says, he created the world and he entered into the world. It means that a superimposition happened in the reality. It became many. Water being one, it can become ice cubes. It can become a drop of mountain dew. It can become rivers. It can become oceans. It can become steam. It can become rain. Anything. One thing in different names and forms. The water being the reality of each and every name and form, we can enjoy the ocean also. If you know water is the reality of the ocean, it will be very easy to enjoy or to entertain the ocean. It is not that ocean is mithya, only I will see water in ocean. No need to be like that. You accept the creation as it is. It is your husband. Okay, it is the husband. Brahman in the form of husband. I should respect my husband. I should please my husband. I should please my daughter. So here, there is no bypassing of the creation. You know that the reality of the creation is. What is the reality of the creation? One and only consciousness. That consciousness became many. Whatever you see in this universe, it is nothing but the consciousness. That one consciousness is there in different names and forms. Men, women, animals, birds, stars, trees. Everything is nothing but this one. And he fulfills, he provides, he distributes, he will support you to fulfilling the desires. Vidhadadi kaman, who distributes, who supplies all the desires. One who can see these realities through discrimination by the help of a traditional teacher. Under this traditional teacher's guidance, some Atmastham, one who is dwelling in oneself, some Atmastham. When something is all-pervading, you need not to go to temple or church or mosque to see the all-pervading Lord. It is you. Because everywhere it is being there, all the names and forms are mere, just mithya. It only seems to be real. In reality, they are not real. It is mithya. Here it is told like this. Tam Atmastam, one who is indwelling, residing in oneself. Apart from the body, what is the substratum of the body? Even though you perceive the body, the substratum of the body is to be understood properly by the guidance from the traditional teacher. He will reveal the scriptures and he will make you understand the substratum of the body is consciousness, Brahman. Knowing this consciousness and discriminating the body sense complex are mere superimposition on this consciousness. By whom it is seen, he is called Dhiraha. Dhi, to discriminate, to see what is right and what is wrong, to see what is subject to destruction, what is not subject to destruction, to see what is temporary and having the faculty to see what is permanent in this world. It takes a lot of time. It is not a pet talk. 1 hour I can give you certain information. Even I am helpless because from the sunrise to the sunset, one needs to study Vedanta. for a length of 12 years. Then only the clarity towards the subject matter will be there. All our other things are, we are putting effort, that's all. Few people will get the idea. In order to assimilate the knowledge, one should study under a traditional teacher from morning sunrise to sunset. Then only one can understand, I am not this body. I am the Supreme Brahman. Tam atmastam ena anupashyanti dhiraha. One who can see by his discrimination, that person is called dhiraha, who have the clear standpoint regarding what is wrong and what is right and who am I. There is no vague understanding. He is very clear, she is very clear, I am Brahman, assimilating the knowledge properly. That dhiraha, for them only, Shashwati Shanti, eternal peace. We are all hunting for the peace and happiness. You can have eternal peace when you realize the reality. Fake knowledge cannot give eternal peace. Fake understanding cannot give you the real happiness. It may help you for 10 or 15 minutes. Fake knowledge. After knowing the reality, you may get more worried about, this is fake. Why should I go behind with that? Then you will turn from the fake towards reality. Asatoma Sadgamaya. From the fake world, may you lead towards the reality. Sadgamaya. We are all not interested in fake boyfriends, fake girlfriends, fake husbands, fake market, the fake vegetables, fake electronic equipments, fake mobiles. Everything is subject to destruction than the genuine thing. It can continue for a length of time, genuine things. Of course, from the ultimate reality, everything is destructed, subject to destruction. So here, when a person comes to know what is real and what is unreal, for them only guaranteed eternal peace. Not for the others who are running behind money, wine, woman, any other things in this world. Idaresham, not for the samsaris, not for the people who are running behind the material things. One who commit this life to know the reality. Lord Death says, and pleasing Nachiketas, because Nachiketas committed his life to know the reality. He's been shaken by the Lord Death by giving lot of things. Still he stayed in one standpoint. That is why Lord Death says, one who knows what is real and unreal by the help of traditional teacher, they will only have the eternal peace, not for the people who are indulged in the material world. We will go to the next slogan in the next class. We will wind up now. Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Gobrahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kali Varshadu Parjanyaha Prithvi Sasya Shadini Deshoyam Soparahitaha Brahmana Santu Nirpayaha Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Thank you all of you. See you on the next